What is the best non-alcoholic beer available on tap? It is now the year 2025. The non-alcoholic revolution is well and truly alive, whether you like it or not. There's probably hundreds of options at this stage in cans, in bottles, but I want to go around Dublin City and see what is the best available beer on tap. I've done my research. I found out there is 5 different beers. It's not necessarily about seeing which pub has the best zero alcohol option, because it's not like I've tried them all before and I'm going to be comparing. It's more about going to a couple of different pubs and seeing which specific beer do I think is the best option. We're going to start off with the one we know best, Guinness. We got to put it at the start, and then we're going to go from there. Happy New Year, up health, up pints, let's have it large. Right lads, I have to switch over to the phone. The camera mic has well and truly screwed me, because I charged up the mic and 2 minutes into doing an intro, the mic dies. So camera's out, phone is in. I know you lads don't really give a shit once the content is good, so let's work extra hard today. Really work hard, because I'm a hard working man, because this is hard work. Let's work hard to bring you a good video. Right lads, first location, the Stag's Head on Dame Lane. Usually a fantastic pint of Guinness, so I'd imagine a pretty solid pint of Guinness 0-0. Let's go. So here we are, pub 1, Stag's Head. It's so funny, it's like the 10th of January, and I would have been in here a couple of times in December, and I mean, you couldn't literally move in the place now. Granted, it's a Thursday at like 1 o'clock, so every pub is going to be quiet, but it's so funny. It just feels like a different place. It's so funny, the difference from kind of December. But anyway, let's launch it. Tell you what lads, that is not a bad option. And like I said, there could be possibly a video of trying to find the best 0-0 pint in Dublin City, but comment below. I don't know if people are too bothered with that. As a product, I've said it before and I'll say it again, the Guinness 0-0, if that's what you're into. If for some reason you're off the drink, if you're, there's many different reasons. Someone wouldn't drink alcohol, or just if you're driving or you just don't want to drink. You can't deny it. It is a fantastic option, and I gave it a bit of grief at the start when I'm sure even Guinness would admit it wasn't a great product at the start, but my God, 2, 3, 4 years later, they've improved it immensely. Yes, you'd still know it's not a normal pint, but that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is, it's nice. You could definitely go out and have 2 or 3 of them happily, and you could drive home and be grand the next day. So if you're looking for that hell kick in January, I don't know how I'm going to beat that today. I don't think I'm planning on beating it, to be honest. It's just kind of to see what options are out there on tap. But as a starting point, thick, creamy. Improved tremendously over the years. 8 out of 10. Right lads, next stop is Grogan's Castle Lounge on South William Street. Again, you can see the outside, like usually absolutely hopping. Joy for me when I'm filming that there's absolutely nobody here. I'm going to get a pint of Heineken 0 in here. Again, I'm not going to these pubs because I've been recommended a pint of Heineken 0 in Grogan's. I just thought it would be a bit boring to do them all in the one pub. So we're doing a little jaunt around Dublin just to see what options there are. Let's see if they have a Heineken 0 in Grogan's. It's obviously not a 0-0 glass, but do I give a shite? No. Serious bubblage. Right, here we are lads, outside of Grogan's. I think the last time I sat here was when the pubs reopened in like 2021. It's been a while. Anyway, Heineken 0, like I said, the glass is not 0, but I couldn't give a bollocks. Let's have a sip. To be honest, it's actually surprisingly nice, because I've said on my channel before, I'm not a Heineken drinker. If I'm going to drink a lager in a pub, Heineken would not even be in the top kind of 2, 3, 4 of my choice. But I have to say, I thought that would be I used to think Heineken had a real nearly washing up liquid, rotten kind of bubbly aftertaste. Again, this isn't about comparing like Heineken to a Heineken Zero. Just what pints are available of non-alcoholic beer in Dublin? Second sip, probably not as nice as the first sip. Now again, I'm sitting outside just because the light is good out here. It's chilly. It's not absolutely, it's been colder. It's like the 10th of January. You can see a bit of coming out of the mouth, but that sounded a bit dodgy, you know what I mean? But it's probably like 2 degrees. It's been like -3, -4 the last few days, so it's actually grand. I wouldn't sit out here all day now, but as you can see, it's like in the last place. The difference between January and December is unbelievable. I see the people working in the pubs are just delighted to get a bit of a break for a month. But I'm sure on like a Friday, Saturday evening in January, the pubs are going to be quite busy, especially somewhere here like Grogan's. But anyway, what do I think of this? I think it's bloody alright. If you're a Heineken drinker, which I am not, and I've stated that, but if you're a Heineken drinker, maybe it's like the more you're a Guinness drinker, the more you'll notice the difference with the 0-0. You could say the same with the Heineken, but some people who would be like, I don't even notice the difference with Guinness because I'm not really a big Guinness drinker, but I don't mind, or like I haven't had a pint of Guinness in 20 years because I gave up the drink, so I can't remember the taste. So maybe that's what I'm experiencing with this. But I tell you what, it's grand. They like just again, there's such a fight. Like there's just people, and it's always kind of in a jokey way, but there's such a like people that's so against the non-alcoholic thing, like oh, drinking a pint of non-alcoholic is like da, 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 da. Insert joke here, usually quite disgusting. If you know what, you know what. I'm not going to say it on this channel because my mom watches these videos. But, mom, don't ask me what the joke is. But if you know, you know. But like, you cannot fight the fact that the non-alcoholic beer game, alcohol game in general, over the last 3 years, I would say, 5 years, has just gone on a whole new level. And I know like there's negatives of that for, say, I guess, well, at the start it was for, there's some fucking mad noise. At the start it was shit for pubs because people were just not going to pubs, but now the fact that they have these options, it's grand for pubs, and it'll actually make people probably come to pubs who would never have gone to pubs before because they don't drink alcohol. And now the social pressure has gone way down in terms of if you go out and you say I'm not drinking alcohol, most of your mates probably won't care. They'll try to get you to have a pint. They're only having the crack. But yeah, the non-alcoholic game is just through the roof. You know, I always will love a normal pint, but it's just great to have the option. It's a little bit of an aftertaste now, like I would have gotten from Heineken before, but in terms of difference from a normal Heineken, I don't know if I'd even be able to tell. Like I said, I have to give props to Heineken. They, I think, were the first to bring out the non-alcoholic. I think like Beck's or something brought it out years ago. There's always been non-alcoholic beers, but mainstream non-alcoholic option, I had a Heineken bottle in like 2018, 2017. So they were fairly ahead of the game in terms of the mainstream. And yeah, fair play, that's decent. I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10, I don't know. It's grand. Right lads, walking up the River Liffey to a pub called the Ferryman. Heading for a pint of Estrella 00. Guinness is everywhere, Heineken most places, Carlsberg a little bit less available, but available in a lot of places. The Fierce Mild is available in very few places, and because it's like I presume it's new and it's local. And then Estrella, I think some places have kind of had it and then taken it off, but yeah, available in the Ferryman, I'm told. You might think I'm crazy, but I am sitting outside again just because the light is so good. And I have a beautiful view here, the Samuel Beckett Bridge. Like I said, the Ferryman, a pub that's kind of unique enough location in the fact that there's not a whole lot of pubs around here. Very kind of businessy, suit and tie job area, and very popular for the suits to come for a pint after work. Gorgeous pub inside, has to be said. I think I was only ever here once before in the very early days of rating Guinness. I don't think I gave it a great rating. I think I was definitely in my infancy of rating. I hadn't a clue what I was talking about, but I can't even remember, to be honest. But genuinely really nice pub inside. The back light goes down. Anyway, it's not about the pub, it is about what beers are available on tap, non-alcoholic. This looks pretty good. Estrella, again, I've never had a pint of Estrella. I've had bottles of it. I think it's a lovely beer. Sorry, it's a bit noisy, but sláinte, it looks good. See, yeah, now there is a twang off of that, and I did have some people message to say, yeah, it's decent. Some did say it's not great. Whatever that twang is probably like a certain flavor that's what people enjoy about it. For me, wouldn't be crazy about it. Very kind of fizzy in the back of your throat. Yeah, I'm disappointed now because I thought I was going to really like it because I love a bottle of Estrella normal, but I can't say I love that now. Very much a kick off of it. Maybe if you're into more flavoured beers, you would prefer that than a kind of basic bitch kind of Heineken, which, to be fair, if I'm drinking lager, I just want it to taste nice and plain. I don't want too much actual flavours coming out of it, so there's probably just too much flavour in it for me. That's the way I'm going to spin it anyway. Yeah, out of the other ones I've drank today, I can't say I like that as much. I'll still give it like a 6.5 out of 10. It's drinkable, you know, but wouldn't be my first choice. But I have to say, Ferryman, I will have to come back. It does feel like a place where you come for a cosy Christmas pint, but Christmas is well and truly gone. I will have to come back here for a nice pint at some stage. Estrella 00, not really widely available, maybe for a reason. Don't love it. It's okay, quite strong in the flavour profile, but wouldn't be my first choice. So next up on the list, lads, is I think like a local Irish non-alcoholic beer. The only one that's probably a bit more kind of small time than the others. Available in this pub, Carabao. It's called Fierce Mild. And when I put up an Instagram post of where can you get a pint of non-alcoholic beer in Dublin, a couple of people recommended this Fierce Mild, but you can only get it in a few places. So I've come here. Let's check it out. If it's local stuff, you'd hope it's good, but we can't say it's good if it's not. Right, lads, we're sitting outside again for me sins. Still pretty freaking cold, but we do it for the good natural light. A little bit of noise on the road, a few tunes in the background, the video might get copyrighted. It's all irrelevant. Fierce Mild. I believe it's an extra pale ale, which is, I guess, a cool option for people who are into their kind of more craft beer side of things, whereas pretty much you've obviously Guinness and then like Heineken, Carlsberg, Estrella, they're all just pretty much basic lagers, so good to have a kind of quirkier, different option on tap. Could possibly do with a bit more head. I'd seen videos of it before and it had a little bit more head, so maybe just not pouring as good as it usually does, but listen, it's all about the taste. Very much nice cloudy looking beer, sláinte. So here's the thing, if I drank this 5 years ago, I'd have probably spat it out and said, ew, craft beer, not my vibe. But I would say over the last 4 or 5 years, as you know on the channel, I've been on a bit of a journey with craft beer and I've learned to actually enjoy the odd craft beer here and there. So I would say that is actually quite tasty. Nothing like a regular lager. Could do a little bit more of a head just to kind of fill up the mouth a little bit. You know yourself. But taste wise, I like it. Quite hoppy. Extra pale ale. I'm always worried if I hear like a word extra. I think it's going to be like way too much in a certain flavour profile. See how I speak now about beer? I still haven't a clue. But I like that. Nothing like a regular lager. If you want, I think it's a really good option though. Like, the whole reason for this video is if I go to a pub and for some reason I can't have alcohol, I want to go and still be able to look forward to a drink. And to be honest, I'm never going to go and look forward to having a bottle or a can of a non-alcoholic drink. So I want to find you lads, again, it's not particularly about the pubs, it's about the actual product. I want to find you lads decent product where you can go out, you know you can't have an actual drink, but you can go, oh, I'm going to look forward to a Fierce Mild, I'm going to look forward to a Guinness 00. So I really think this is a solid pint. If you like your beers with a little bit more flavour, you don't like the normal kind of basic bitch lager that I would probably go for, this is genuinely a solid option. If you gave me that, I wouldn't have a clue that was a non-alcoholic beer. And I'm not just saying that because it is quite flavoursome. People often complain about non-alcoholic beers saying they're watery, there's no flavour. I'll tell you what, there's no lack of flavour in that. And the more I drink it, the more I like it. Whereas I think with the Heineken, it was the opposite. I'd give that like an 8 out of 10. I'd actually look forward to going out now. I feel the burps coming, but that's going to happen with all beers. It is quite gassy. I'd actually look forward to, someone said, oh yeah, the missus says, are you ready to go tonight? And I'd go to what? Hey, I think you were pissed in the pub in December and you committed to this night out with X, Y, and Z, and you have to drive. And I'm going, oh, fucking hell, lads. At least I can go, oh, well, I could go out and have a pint of Fierce Mild. Do you know what I mean? So that's what this video is about, and I hope I am getting the mission across. Okay, one more to go. Right, lads, so we're on the hunt for the 5th of 5 beers, non-alcoholic beers available on tap. You're sick of me saying that. Carlsberg, I would have thought it would be in a lot of pubs. It's proven a little bit difficult to find. I've been into 2 pubs and they haven't had it. Now, you wouldn't expect, like, pubs have to make a choice. They've only got a certain amount of taps that they can use. But when in doubt, and there is a beer that isn't available in many other pubs, where do you go? Mulligans. And I just happen to be around the corner from it. I feel like I'm going to Mulligans the whole time, but it's just always so good for, like, they just seem to have a billion taps and they always have everything on tap. So Mulligans, my old friend, see you soon. Right, lads, we found it. All reliable. Mulligans, Carlsberg 00. €7. I think I was about to say the Fierce Mild was €7 as well. So 2 of the price here on the pricier end. Let's have a sip. It looks cool. I like the glass, stem glass. Let's launch it. Again, I haven't had a pint of Carlsberg in about 10 years, so I'm not trying to compare it to a Carlsberg normal. I'm just trying to see, is it a decent swig? If you can't have a real pint, let's launch it. Last one. Right away, like, I keep using that word twang. It's such an unprofessional word to use, but it's similar to the taste I got after the Estrella. And I didn't get that off a Heineken, and I would have thought a Heineken would have been the one that would give me an absolute twang, and it was very much just nearly no taste, but in a weird way I prefer. Great presentation, love the glass. Obviously great pub, Mulligans, you don't need me to tell you that. But that just wouldn't be for me, do you know what I mean? I'd go for the Heineken all day long over that, but again, I just like my lagers plain Jane when it comes to lager me. But to be fair, I did really like the Fierce Mild, but that was a totally different, like, the word twang wouldn't come to mind with the Fierce Mild, because I suppose the word twang has a negative connotation. Hashtag big words. But with the Fierce Mild, what would come to mind is just like strong-ish flavours, but not like overpowering or anything like that. Bit of an aftertaste off of this as well. And again, it's not like it's been pulled badly. If there's a pub where you can trust a pint to be pulled well, it's here. So just the product itself, I'm not crazy about it. For me, maybe like 6 out of 10. Just, yeah, that flavour, too much of whatever that kind of, I honestly can't even describe it, twangy flavour is. Good amount of fizz. It's not like I found the Estrella kind of fizzle too much nearly in the back of the throat, but yeah, just taste, just not matching with my kind of taste buds is probably the nicest way to put it. Carlsberg. Right, lads, gonna wrap it up there. That is all she wrote. 5 beers, 5 non-alcoholic beers on tap around Dublin. If I was to rank them in order, again, just my personal preference, I would say Guinness has to be 1. They've just improved it so much over the few years. It was terrible when they brought it out. It's now an incredible product, I think. Number 2, probably put the Fierce Mild there just because it tastes a little bit different, but not different in a bad way, different in a actually very, very tasty kind of way. 3, I would put Heineken, not much taste to it, but as a basic bitch myself, I would probably prefer that than, we'll say, 4 and 5, the Carlsberg and the Estrella, both similar kind of, just too much of a twang off of them for me. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you have tried, say, the Carlsberg, any of them that aren't the Guinness, because we all know the Guinness is good, but let me know in the comments which one you prefer. You probably think I'm full of shite. Let me know that too. Thanks for watching. Sorry that it's all been on the phone again. Camera battery road absolutely screwed me. But what can we do? We're on the loose. It's running, it's gunning. We'll see you in the next video. Happy New Year. Is it too late to say that? I've said it already.